Superfly. You're gonna make your fortune, bye-bye. But if you lose, don't ask no questions why. The only game you know is do or die. It seems like yesterday, listening to Curtis Mayfield blast out of my father's black Cherokee Jeep. It was a day similar like today, and my father, brother, and I were driving downtown, and I could never forget my 13-year-old mind wanted to listen to Crisscross to make you jump, jump, the Mac Daddy make you jump, jump. And boy, did I want to jump out of my father's black Cherokee Jeep as he approached the parking spot near the sneaker shop. I had my hand on the door handle of the back seat, anticipating when the car would come to a complete stop. And then I would have my moment to leap out of the car because I didn't want the girls to see me with my dad. As we approached the parking spot, he said, "Kevin, hold on." It was like he could read my mind. When he was parking, he looked at me through the rearview mirror and said, "Be patient, son. The road is busy. I will need your hand before we cross the street." My 13-year-old inner voice groaned, "Oh no, I'm too grown to be holding my dad's hand and too cool for the girls to see this." My father got out of the Jeep and he closed the door as my brother and I patiently waited for him on the sidewalk next to the Jeep. He said in a calm and collected voice, "Hands." I remember being a little hesitant about giving him my hand. He looked at me and said, "Boy, don't let me embarrass you out here." Reluctantly, I gave him my hand. He said, as we approached the intersection, he stared at me and said, "I know you are 13, but no matter how grown you are still my son. And I want you to understand one thing, that I love you." And he would say these 3 magical words repeatedly throughout my life. I love you. Followed up with a hug and a kiss on the cheek. You see, my dad taught me that saying I love you is part of being a man. You should not be ashamed of saying I love you. My father understood the importance of saying I love you because his parents rarely ever said those words. It became important to my father to tell his children those 3 magical words, I love you, and truly mean it. When I was learning how to ride my bike and fell and started to cry, you told me to get up. You can do it. I love you. Followed by a hug and a kiss on the cheek. When I was in school, and I remember I said, "Dad, I can't do this schoolwork. I'm in special ed." You said, "You are my son. I know you can do this work. And remember, I love you." Followed by a hug and a kiss on the cheek. When I was learning how to drive right here at Weaver High School parking lot, you said, "Be patient, son. Take your time. I know you can do it because you are my son. And remember, I love you." When I was struggling in college and facing obstacles and adversity, you told me, "You are a booker. And when we start something, we finish it." and remember, I love you. Followed by that all-familiar hug and a kiss on the cheek. And through all those trials and tribulations that my family faced, and the things you went through, Dad, I knew you always loved us. Dad, I have always loved you too. But those trials and tribulations that we faced together made me have to put on my fatherhood shoes at a young age. I never asked to be a father to you, Dad. It was hard through the years. In middle school, I remember covering for you while you were dealing with the demons on your back, just like a parent protecting their child. And in my 20s, I remember when you lost everything, and I mean everything, and you were in and out of rehab for 5 long years. And I worked hard to stay connected to you and help you through. And in my 30s, I remember visiting you in prison and sending my support to you and encouraging you to stay strong. And although it was not easy to take on a fatherhood role through my younger years, I never once doubted you loved me. Dad, you were a child raising a child. And I want to thank you for your commitment to being a father and never, ever giving up. Your vulnerability taught me an important lesson about the impact of saying I love you has on others. It is empowering, it is protective, and it is eternally bonding. And I plan to continue this powerful legacy of saying I love you and demonstrating that to my family, to my children, and to future generations of bookers to come, and to my mentees and to other men as well. You see, Dad, I understand what you were demonstrating through all these years and through all these trials and tribulations was the power of saying, I love you. With all the effects of systematic racism and oppression that leads homes without black fathers, I pledge to continue being the father of my village. When the dishes got dirty, I got Cascade. When the weather was hot, I got a spot in the shade. When I needed support, I heard my dad say, I love you, son. You see, I got it made. Dad, thank you. I want to thank you for helping me understand the power of saying, I love you. I love you, Dad.